Hi guys, I'm here today just for a little chat. So I haven't been around this last week or so, and that's really because of my feeling that I want this channel to be honest. Now, I always say this is my happy place, and it is my happy place, but I have not been in a happy place just lately. I've had an infection and I've had to have subsequently had this. I've just finished my third lot of antibiotics, and I'm hoping, we're all hoping that this is it, this is done. I've got a test going in today and hopefully. So I've been feeling under the weather generally anyway, physically under the weather. But as a lot of you will know who've been on my channel or known about me for a while, sorry about that guys, I suffer from agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is a bit like, I think it's a bit like alcoholism or something like that, because even in stages of my life when I've been able to travel all over the place, I haven't not had agoraphobia. It's just been lesser, and it doesn't take much of a setback to really spiral things out of control. Now, as you know, I desperately want to be able to go to New York next year to see my big girl, so I've had to start thinking about it and working towards it. But it was Mum's birthday this weekend, and it was her 80th birthday, which is kind of special, you know, let's be fair. How many of us managed to make it to 80? I don't know if I will. And my dad didn't. So I wanted her to have a special birthday, and for her to have a special birthday she would want to see her brother and her sister. Now, they both still live in Cardiff, which is where we're from, the Diff. And I wanted her to have a meal, spend some time, do the whole thing. Now, she started off by saying, I only want a little itty bitty, I don't want a party. Well, it blew up. And there were 20 something of us there. But it meant that I needed to go to the Diff, which is about Cardiff, which is about 2.5 to 3 hours from where I live now. Stay overnight. See family of whom I have issues with some of them, and you know, and these are issues that have gone back so far, and some to do with my dad, and you know, as I told you, family can be really difficult, can't it? So of course I booked this, blithely booked it, because I am not going to let my agoraphobia hold me back. And as anyone who's got agoraphobia will know, we can say that to our heart's content. It doesn't mean we're going to pull it off. That, you know, when you're phobic about something, once it's become a phobia, it's very difficult to deal with. So the last week or so, I have been a bag of nerves, because there was no way I was going to let her down. But I haven't been back to Cardiff for 8 years due to the agoraphobia. I haven't been further away from my home than about an hour for 8 years, and I haven't stayed away overnight for more than 8 years. I actually haven't worked that one out. That is more than 8 years. So these were huge challenges, and I knew that I needed to be really zen and do all my positive thinking, practice my distraction techniques, all the things that we get taught. You know, if we're lucky enough to find a decent counsellor or a class, or even just your GP, if your GP is a good GP, you learn all these things. And you do them all because, oh, how can I put this? I know that staying away from home is not a dangerous activity. I know that driving more than an hour down the road is, what, it's not a big deal. I know all of those things, but somebody needs to tell my little agoraphobia person who lives inside of me. Because that little person is always there, always going, ooh, ooh, we don't want to do that, do we? And, you know, can sometimes come to the fore, grow a bit like Alice in Wonderland when she has a bit of mushroom or whatever it was, and sort of take over and just tell me I can't do this. And I've wanted this channel always to be honest, and I toyed with carrying on regardless, but telling you how I was feeling. But frankly, I got more and more nervous, less able to talk, and less able for it to be my happy place. And this is not a place where I want people to feel down. Now, if you guys say to me, enough of you say to me, look, it would be really helpful because I have problems to be able to see you when you're wrestling with something like that and have a little bit of a chat about it occasionally, then I will certainly do it in the future. But this time, because it was allied with me physically not being very well as well, I've been fighting it for weeks, guys, weeks. I just decided I don't want to be fake to you guys. I don't want to be fake. I don't want to be a phony. I don't want to be sat on here going, everything's is my life wonderful, when actually I'm going through it. But equally, I didn't want to bring you down. And for, I would guess, most of you, you will know about agoraphobia, have read about agoraphobia, but not really understand agoraphobia. And why should you? You're not living it. So I just decided it was best to stay. I tried to carry on and I put up a couple of old videos, but it just was not something. I was consumed. I was consumed by, what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? What if this goes wrong? So anyway, touch wood, I finished the antibiotics on Friday, the 3rd course. So touch wood, as I say, a test has gone in, hopefully I'm on top of that. If not, it's a consultant job. And then Saturday we got in the car and drove to Cardiff. Now, I would have loved, in my head, I was telling myself, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, I'm going to go to a proper Primark, and I took my camera, can you believe? But the truth was, I was so deep in, come on now, Fawn, you can do this. Come on, Fawn, it's fine. That I couldn't have filmed anything. It was stupid. And the only shop that we popped into was an Asda, because hubby forgot pyjamas and he can't sleep without pyjamas. So he had to pop in there. The hotel that I'd found at the last minute, because I was let down by the other one, was amazing. They were really great. The kids were great. Everyone came. Mum glowed. Seeing her sister, seeing her brother, really, yeah, really made it for her. We had a lovely meal, lots of laughs, lots of food and drink. I don't drink, so I didn't, but and I didn't eat that much either, because when I'm nervous, I find eating difficult. Then I stayed the night. All of this was on the understanding. My hubby, my lovely Nick, knows how hard I fight this. So I had contingency plans. So there was, I would have succeeded if I got in the car to go, even if I didn't make it, because the intention was there. I would have succeeded if I got halfway there and had to turn back, because that was still a big step. I would have succeeded if I made it to the hotel. I would have succeeded if I made it to the dinner. I would have, you know, and that's how we do it. So that, to try and take some of the pressure off. But I wanted to do it all, and we stayed the night. Now, the next morning on Sunday, Nick was desperate to get back. He had quite a lot of work to do. So we headed straight back. And all I can say is thank goodness, even when he offered me the chance on Saturday night to go home, because we'd done the dinner and he could see that I was exhausted. It is exhausting to G yourself up all the time and hold yourself together. It's so draining. I can't tell you guys. Some of you will know exactly what I mean. It's so draining. And the social, having that many people around the table all talking and wanting to talk to you, and I was in bits. And he did say to me, would you prefer to go home, babe? We don't have to stay the night. You've already achieved so much. And I said, no, I am seeing this through. We're having breakfast with her in the morning. And thank goodness I did, because on the way back on the Sunday, my car broke down. It started to get funny. We thought, oh, we best pull over into a services, whereupon it died completely. We then had to wait, I think it was 2 hours, for the AA to come out and have a look. They had a look and said, we can't mend it. We're going to have to take you home. And we had to wait another couple of hours for a lorry to come to load my car on, for us to get in and come. So even though we'd left before my daughter and my mum, because she stayed, they went to the crematorium because my mum wanted to lay flowers on her mum's grave. They also went to Roath Park, which is one of my favourite places in the world, for the kids to run off some steam. They popped into a Sainsbury's. They were still home before us. And being stuck somewhere away from home is really all of my horrors in one. You know, there's nothing that's more scary to me, because I need to feel that I'm in control and that I can go home to my place of safety if I need to. And of course you can't when you're stuck in a service station, but I weathered that as well. So the weekend has been the most phenomenal success for me. I can feel myself, I'm gonna get wet. Sorry, I'm gonna get a touch emotional. I'm tired today. It has been, I went 3 hours down the road, ladies, and stayed at a hotel and did a family party. I mean, wow, big deal. But for me, massive. I mean, massive. I haven't been to any family parties in the longest time, because there was no point even considering it, because I couldn't do it. And I'm getting better at the moment. I'm getting stronger. And I've had periods in my life where I have been able to travel and do all kinds of things. And then it just, I don't know why, it spirals, it takes over, it becomes an issue. I mean, I will never understand mental health. I don't understand my own mental health. But you know, there have been times when we bought Bert, I got to the car in you know, just outside our house, and I couldn't go any further. And we were going to get Bert, the puppy Bert. I couldn't. Nick had to go and get him because I lost it the minute I got in the car. And that's so humiliating and frustrating, and it's ridiculous. And you know, what is the matter with you, woman? And I don't have any answers. And the funny thing is, neither does the, you know, the mental health teams, the doctors. Nobody really understands it. So anyway, that's where I've been. Sorry, I'm talking far too much about how bonkers I am. That's where I've been. I just had to, as I say, I've always wanted to be honest. My channel has to be honest. I don't want to sit on here and tell you lies and pretend like my world is perfect, because no one's world is perfect. I have areas of my life right now that are perfect. You know, they're about as perfect as they were going to get. Look at my grandbabies. It's perfect. But there's always a price to pay somewhere else. And I think all of us, we look around, we see other people, and I know I am so guilty of it. I will watch some other YouTubers' channel and they've been somewhere, and I just think, oh, how lucky are they to be able to get in the car and go and stay somewhere and only see it as a pleasure, which is what it should be after all. And I'm jealous of that. Yes, you know, another area of their life may be an absolute disaster. And I want to be honest with you guys that my life is perfect in some ways and blinking awful in others. And this is one of the areas. I am going to be doing more away days. Ooh, we've got one planned for a few weeks' time. I'm hoping that because I've had this success, it doesn't always ring true, but I'm hoping it will give me an edge to be able to do it. Because between now and going to America, I'm going to have to do it a lot to get to the point that I can get on that plane, stay on that plane. I did once, I'm confessing everything today, and don't watch if you're not interested, but I mean, I did once, we were going to Spain with the children. I got to the gate and I couldn't get on. I couldn't get on, and I sent them on. I said, no, don't waste the holiday. You don't waste the holiday. We'd had to have a lift to the airport anyway. My dad was there, and I just said, look, Dad will take me home. I'll stay with Mum and Dad, so I'll have a kind of holiday, and you go and have a ball. And they did. They had a blast. They had a great holiday. I mean, they did come back and say, oh, we wish you'd been there, which is really sweet of them, but they'd had a good time. And they'd had a really good sort of father-daughter's time, you know, without Mum there. They'd learned a lot about each other. And then, you know, a couple of years later, I got on a plane, just me and Jay, who at the time was, I think, 14 or 15. And I flew to Japan. It makes no sense. And because it makes no sense, it means that you worry more because you just don't know what you'll do on the day. I came off the subject again. So I'm back. The happy place is back. I am so tired today. I can't tell you. I literally could sleep and sleep and sleep. I've got videos to do all over the place. I've got one or two that I managed to film even when I was poorly, because I kept hoping. but I've got Paper Gang, and I've got Mint Mongoose, and I've got Glossy Box, and I've got a Lucero, and I've got so much to show you. But as I say, I always want us to be honest, and I don't ever want anyone to watch my channel and think she's got it all, because I don't think any of us have it all. We've all got pain and problems in our lives of one sort or another, whether it be, you know, family that we care about that are suffering, or the loss of somebody, or mental health problems. And I think mental health problems have become more acceptable. I think there was a time in my life I would never have talked about this to people. I would never have put it out there, but they've also become more prevalent. I think it's happening a lot more now. And we feel shame, because I can tell you, I'm ashamed to say to you, sometimes I can't leave my house for no reason. No reason. I can't do it. That is a shaming thing, because, well, why wouldn't I leave my house? I mean, what's wrong with her? What's she on about? I totally get that feeling. You know, I totally understand where you're coming from when you think to yourself, she's bloody mad, she is. Well, I probably am a bit bloody mad, but I'm also me, and I love you guys, and I love my channel, and I love chatting to you, and this has been like a stream of consciousness. But yeah, I had to step away, and I couldn't pull myself together enough. I mean, I get dewy-eyed anyway over things, but I think if I tried to do a video to explain to you that I couldn't come on for a week or so, I would have dissolved. I don't think I could have got it out there, because it's so frustrating. It's so shaming. It's so irritating. It's so ridiculous. It's so, all those words. I don't think I could have told you. I would have felt with things that you guys face, are facing, have faced. It's such a ridiculous thing to say to somebody. I'm sorry I couldn't come because I couldn't leave my house. But it's real, guys, and some of you will be suffering with it and will know exactly what I mean. It's the hardest thing to explain. And yeah, I just want to be honest. This is a ramble. So I'm back, basically. I'm back. I've got loads to tell you, nice things to show you. We're definitely going to have to do a video of the dogs, because Bert has disgraced himself all over the place while we've been gone this weekend. He's eaten quite a few things, but you know, he's never been left by me before. That was a first. We had someone coming in looking after the dogs, but he is my dog. Wherever I am, Bert is there. And because he's a pandemic dog, that really does mean wherever I am, he is there. He goes everywhere. So he didn't cope particularly well. So we'll have the Bert Chronicles of the latest things to be eaten by Bert. And yeah, and hopefully now with this next trip, I think we're going to go to Birmingham. I think that's where we're going to go. I can do some shopping, some come shop with me videos. I've done a few that are coming on the channel anyway. They were done before before this all started. So hopefully I'll get some feedback from you guys as to whether they're good or bad. And I'll take you and I'll show you the hotel and some of the things I see. So I have big plans. And hopefully, yeah, this first one though. And I think being unwell as well. Oh, I'm making excuses for me. I wasn't well, that's why. But anyway, I'm here and I love you and I won't be disappearing again. Just this was, yeah, this was a toughie, but oh my God, guys, I did it. I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you. Oh, and I did it. I gave my mum the happiest day she's had in so long to spend time with her sister and her brother. I stayed out overnight. It means that if I keep going, I'm going to make it to New York, because I'm not going to see my baby at Christmas, which is just shocking. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go. I could talk like this forever and you'd be like, oh my God, Fawn, shut up. But there we go. That's me. And I'll see you all really soon. Okay. Bye, guys.